So Channel Q is doing some amazing things. We got Project Fierce tomorrow airing right here, an amazing panel show in honor of Black History Month and to celebrate our Black trans siblings. With that, we are so honored and excited to have businesswoman and actress and transgender right advocate Angelica Ross with us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, how are you doing? Yeah, we're so happy to have you here. We love this. This is a highlight for us.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm in Los Angeles right now, filming American Horror Story. But I'm, busy because I'm also like have meetings. I also, as you may have heard earlier, I'm under a development deal. So I'm developing scripted and unscripted content. So we're actually meeting with all these networks now and hopefully creating a little bit of a bidding war because, I'm creating some great TV shows that we got to get out to the people. So, yeah.
Well, honey, we need to have a conversation because I think it's so good, right? Because when you reflect on like 2020 and the crazy year that was, it seems like you were able to even find other creative avenues, right? You were still kind of able to keep the train going. How was that for you? How have you reflected on that time and now?
Absolutely. I just basically had to shake myself into like, okay, don't kind of freak out by the circumstances. What are you supposed to be doing right now? And so, okay, the bills are paid. Okay, I'm okay. Okay, we finally figured out how to keep the mortgage paid, even though I'm not working right now because COVID has shut down everything. Now my home territory is taken care of. Now, I still do what I do, which is lead and try to like break through all of the noise to sort of bring focus onto what we should be focused on. So there were so many people asking me, Angelica, are you going to speak up on this or that? Or then it came down to the election stuff, Black Lives Matter protests, Black trans women are being killed every day. There's so many things and intersections that I speak up on, but I was getting fatigued and exhausted with being dragged around the internet on every platform to talk about it. So I basically centered myself onto a platform I call The Turning Point. And we are going to be relaunching again our first episode in March. And that gives me the ability to sort of weigh in on some of the current things that are going on, but also to dive down deep into topics across like solidarity between trans and cis women, decriminalizing life in America, from everything from sex work to drug use. Like we need to have some real conversations and we need to push policy. So I'm using my platform to do so when I'm not acting.
Yeah. Again, we're talking to entrepreneur, actress, advocate. I mean, you do so much stuff as you just mentioned. And with that, I guess you could easily feel spread thin. How do you deal with that when you have so much coming your way and you're actually acting on it? Like you are outputting constantly.
I think for the past 10 years, I have been self-therapy / medicating. I don't know what you want to call it, but I've been so this is a situation. Like I'm someone, I feel like I have ADHD and I have talked to folks like my therapist and we talked about it, but we have avoided medication. I've tried medication and it's incredible because all of a sudden, like I'm focused and I retain things and I don't have any anxiety because I'm completing things. But I chose not to take medication. So for the past 10 years, I've been working on naturally coming to terms with the way my mind works. And so basically what I've been doing is just trying to wrangle that beast that wants to bing, 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 just look at this, look over here, over here, over there, so basically.
The reason why Shira's falling out like this is because I feel like I've literally just met the Black version of Shira. I don't know what's going on here on Let's Go There, but it's literally dealing with Shira 24/7, which we had these conversations. So that's really interesting.
It's amazing.
And there's so much connection there.
So, honestly, in using my Buddhist practice, we always say kind of just a basic thing of Buddhism can equip you to be your own therapist. Because it makes you really look at yourself and your circumstances really clear in the mirror. So with that practice, over 10 years of practicing Buddhism as well, I kind of learned to calm myself and to treat myself better and to say that's enough for today. Or to say like, as long now play instead of work, or to just allow myself to have more balance. So, you know, I have these meetings with these networks. I have my acting. I have to get up. I'm picked up at 5:30 in the morning. So that means, okay, girl, a nap is just what needs to be on your schedule. That's not a luxury. That's what you need, you know, is a nap. Yeah.
You deserve.
And I think you most definitely do deserve. But I want to go to, obviously, it's Black History Month. How is it different for you this year, right? This country has gone through such an awakening, even though we know, all of us on this know what's really been going on. How have you looked at it differently this year?
Well, I looked at it as this. I'm not going to keep coming after folks and telling them what they should and shouldn't be doing. I'm not invested in that anymore. I'm now spending energy on people who are already aligned. They're already in that direction. Their minds and hearts are already open, and we're going to create a synergy, and we just will wait for other people to kind of catch up, because all Black lives matter.
And that's period. I love that.
On period. Oh, Mary had a little lamb, as they say.
I feel the same way. And I think a lot of times people, that seems harsh to them, right? They're like, well, why don't you educate? I'm no longer doing the work. You're grown. You can do the work.
Google, girl.
It's free. It's free.
So we're going to be talking soon about Project Fierce. But before I guess we get into that, how do you decide what you're going to take on? Like, how do you prioritize when there is so much coming at you from the media realm, the advocacy realm?
Well, I'm a spiritual person. I lead with my spirit. So that means that I have to practice in such a way that I can trust that my spirit says go in this direction or don't. So my intuition, my spiritual practice is at the core of what tells me when is the time to do something and where.
We are back with businesswoman, actress, transgender rights advocate, Angelica Ross, as we get into what's happening here on Channel Q, the takeover with Fierce. What's going on? Tell us more about this.
Black trans women is taking over. That's what's going on.
Yes.
It's about time.
On Channel Q, we taking over. Yeah.
It's about time. You know, I think it's so important that we center these voices, right? And I think we have real conversations here on the show because, yeah, let's be clear. I am one of the only Black queer voices on this show. And oftentimes the burden can be laid onto my lap. And so I'm so happy that we are literally bringing folks on from different experiences, especially Black trans, you know, women like yourself and the guests that you're having on. Tell us more about what you planned for this moment that we're going to have, this collaboration.
Well, we just are, honestly, it just is getting to a point where, like I said, I know that there are a lot of people who are allies already. You know, you got folks like Gabrielle Union out there who are, you know, positively raising an intersectional family and showing that Blackness can be open and accepting, you know, so really just tapping into putting a spotlight on the perspectives that other folks need to learn from on both the cis side of the conversation as well as the trans side of the conversation. So we can talk about and really get down to the bottom of what the issues are. We need to get past this. We need to get beyond this because there are other things we have to do. So when it comes to being Black LGBTQ plus folks, we got us doing double duty if we fight both white supremacy and homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia within our own community. Yeah. So we have got to get past that so that we can all be rowing this damn boat together.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. We're so honored to have you, though, here on Channel Q doing this. I mean, we couldn't even, like, when we heard about it, we were blown away. We're like, Angelica Ross is taking over our airwaves? What is going on? We're killing it. Yeah. So tell us who's going to be involved. Like, who are the guests, the other folks involved?
You know, I don't know that I can say right now. We have some very special guests, you know, but they are going to be people that, you know, I think a lot of people look up to both, again, in the trans community and in cis communities, because what we need are role models from both sides. We need cis Black women who are able to articulate what it means to be in solidarity and sisterhood with all women, and not just come from trans people. So that's what I'm excited mostly about. Is we're not necessarily going to be preaching to the choir. It's going to be a conversation that is challenging, I think. We're going to challenge folks. And I'm that girl to moderate a conversation and to push. Like Beyonce saying that song, push, push.
You know, and I think that's the thing that I'm so excited about, because one, I tried to quiet her because I'm co-producing it as well and co-hosting with you. So I'm so excited to be doing
Just
that.
saying.
But I think for me, oftentimes, especially what I was feeling this summer, was just exhausted of having to educate. And I wonder, someone like you who is an activist, is an advocate, and literally is opening doors and making the table longer for so many people to join. Don't you ever get exhausted from having to constantly do that?
Yes. Is this on? Is this mic on? Yes.
So how are you handling that? What's that balance for you?
Here's the balance. I have learned to say no, because I know my value, and I'm going to be teaching a lot this year on value in some very exclusive access places, because I realize I'm only one person. So everybody is not going to be able to have access to me. And the type of access is kind of just tiered, depending on how much other people are invested in the conversation, personally and otherwise. So some folks try to get time with me when, no, you need to hit up Google first. You understand? There's levels to this. So you don't have that one-on-one conversation with me. That's not how that goes. So what I do is I center Black trans organizations. If they call for me, I tell my team, try to look at the schedule and prioritize that. I try to commit to at least doing one community-based event a month. But then the rest, I have to say no. Then when it comes to other interviews and things like that, I pick and choose. Channel Q was one I chose because I said, we need this platform. We need to have this conversation here and get on the airways radio. I'm very specific about saying, okay, I want to get on YouTube.
Intentional.
Because I'm in YouTube because YouTube is accessible. I want to be on the radio because that is accessible. I want to be on the network because that's accessible to other folks too. So it's just like hit them from all sides, but I have to be very strategic about what I say yes to and what I say no to.
I'm obsessed with you. I think this conversation is so important. And of course, you're doing this amazing, Project Fierce, the amazing panel show that's airing tomorrow.
And I got to do, and I got to do a song with it, which y'all gonna hear about a little bit later, because the girl got the vocal pipes. When they came to me about the Project Fierce and said it was gonna be like a conversation and a song and everything, I said, wait, song? What'd you say? What that song? And he was like, and he played a little bit to me. I said, okay, listen, Anthony, I'm singing this hook. Okay, because they need to have Miss Angelica Ross, Miss Ross, screaming in their ear, be legendary, be necessary, extraordinary girl. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get into that in a minute, but yeah.
Well, yeah, you already done basically let us into
you did
it,
the tease.
First, I really want us to touch on, because we were literally touching on intentional things that you work on, right? And this right here, the Fierce launch with the Pop Culture Collaborative, I would love for you to tell us a little bit more about that and some of the amazing organizations that you're working with.
Yes. So we came together, and one of the first things that we knew that we could do again was come together with a song. And so music producer Anthony Preston with A2 Music, Mila Jam, who is my girl from just community, throughout, and Ultra Not, who's like just always on the dance charts, we came together and we created the song to benefit and to put a highlight on issues that our trans community is facing, especially when it comes to inter-community issues, the issues we have between cis and trans women. We wanted to show a front with a cis woman, Ultra, and two trans women. Just really, in this song, is like It's very ballroom, and it's a really calling everyone to the floor, meaning everyone's invited to the ball. We're creating that space. And so it's going to benefit organizations like the Marsha P. Johnson Institute, the Sylvia Rivera Law Project, and GLAAD, all organizations who are focused on changing the narrative for Black trans people.
We love that. And thank you so much for putting that together, because that is meaningful. That is a project with intention, and we need more of that. Now, speaking of which, I don't even know how you do this within everything else. You're also the CEO, Angelica Ross, of Trans Tech Social Enterprises, a firm that helps employ transgender people in the tech industry. How did that get started? Like, what made you want to get into that?
Well, yeah, to long story short.
Exactly.
Basically, as a Black trans woman, I too was on the streets, in sex work, to really to survive. And so, but I learned, because I had to, when you are looking for a solution, it is rare that you're going to come up with a solution from outside of the situation. So I had to be in the thick of it, and I had to experience. It was meant for me to experience that life so that I knew how to increase my value from the ground up, from the street level, to say, you know what, I'm worth more than this. And then to develop that into a freelance practice, learning website and design and things like that, so that instead of posing on the adult websites, I was running them. So that is where the roots of trans tech came from. And then being able to understand that everyone has a unique talent and skill. You don't got to do exactly what I did, but what you need to do is find something that you're great at. And the best thing to do is to be able to tap into your own unique talents and stop trying to be someone else or do something else because it has a price tag you think you want attached to it, but you don't know the real price tag attached to it.
Girl, you better stop preaching.
Listen, I'll
be here preaching today.
No,
but I think what I hear throughout this conversation is the importance of legacy. Why is that so important for you and other Black trans folks and just queer folks and Black folks in general to have that legacy, that autonomy?
I mean, I just feel like the only way out of suffering is to realize that you are here for more than yourself. It's this experience, this life is more than just about you. And so when you learn that other people are in pain too, and realize that it's what you do with that pain that makes all the difference, and that what you do with your joy as well. So it really is important, especially for Black trans people and Black people especially, to learn how to transmute the pain that we have experienced into something powerful and beautiful and something that is going to set us all free.
Okay.
She was about to cry. I knew it. She was about to cry. I know it. I felt it and I saw it. I heard it in the and then I looked at her face.
I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Angelica Ross, you are amazing. We have to wrap this up. Once again, we could do like a multi-hour show with you, but guess what? You will be on Channel Q for multiple hours tomorrow.
Yes. But in the meantime, I need y'all to get on your feet and listen to this song, Fierce. Put it on your exercise playlist, your every playlist, and find your category. Give me face, give me body, and strut to the song, girl, Fierce.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications from radio.com. While you're at it, why don't you check out some of our other great videos.